comparing Wemby to Bobo?
Bobo is the first 7'4" guy that we've seen come out with the handle, shoot the threes. Yes, y'all acting like y'all ain't never seen a guy like that before. Bobo's the first guy. That's all I'm saying. And I stand on what I say. You can yell, bro. You can yell all you want. I stand on what I say.
I'm yelling at you.
I'm standing on what I'm saying.
Shaq gave his opinion about Wemby, and it's definitely not wrong. There's definitely Bobo is very skilled too. Wemby is definitely getting the hype right now because, you know, they need the face of the league, and he's actually really skilled. They call him the alien. He's definitely an alien. He's very, very talented. Him and Chet are going to go at it this year for that Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if those Thompson boys make a run for the Rookie of the Year as well. They're doing their thing, but you know, Bobo. You know, we've seen guys like this before. It's not like you haven't seen guys that have skill. The league is going to push Wemby down our throats, and I'm glad that so far he's living up to it. That's the best thing about it. He's not faltering at it. He's stepping up to the plate and doing what he's supposed to do to be the new face of the Spurs and possibly the league. And I don't think he's scared to run from that, like a lot of players have been kind of running from that opportunity to be the face of the league. So I agree with Shaq. Shaq is right about that. Bobo, hopefully he can get it together where he can have a pretty solid career. I know he has some off the court issues and things of that nature, but he does have skill, and if he gets the opportunity in Phoenix to really showcase that, hopefully he latches onto it, and in this way, him, Chet, and Wembanyama can go at it for years to come. But here we go right here. I'm going to show you another clip. This time it's about something that we've been talking about all week. And hopefully you can give your thoughts and opinions in the comment section about what's going on with LeBron James, my favorite player in this game. His comments he made about, you know, he would still be who he is no matter what. That basically Miami didn't have that much of a difference in what he was going to do in his career. We're going to play this clip by Shannon Sharpe and Chris Broussard.
It's about the rings, LeBron. Like, this conversation is about the rings. I don't think anybody in their right mind thinks that had LeBron not gone to Miami, had he stayed in Cleveland, individually, he wouldn't have been just as great as he's always been. Had he stayed in Cleveland those 4 years, he'd still be the all-time leading scorer. He'd still be top 5. He's number 4 in assists. Individually, nothing would have changed. The question is the rings. And if you don't win those 2 rings, then you're not in the GOAT conversation.
LeBron, do you realize the reason why you got into the GOAT conversation? Because of what transpired in Miami? You won 2 more finals MVPs. You won 2 more regular season MVPs. You went to 4 straight finals. LeBron, how can you say that your career was going to be the same without going to Miami? How do I make a case that he's a top 5 player if he doesn't go to Miami, Stephen A? I don't understand why LeBron wants to be so dismissive, to sit there and sit in front of the media and say your career is going to be the career. Come on, LeBron, man, you got to stop this.
You heard what they both had to say there. Both Shannon Sharpe and Chris Broussard agree with each other that Miami did have a role in making LeBron. Honestly, with what LeBron was saying, he necessarily wasn't saying that Miami didn't help. He was saying that he was great no matter what. And if you follow his career, LeBron was great. He had the one little hiccup in Cleveland. We all heard the rumors about what he could have been, but if he would have stayed in Cleveland the first time, you know, he would have cleaned house. Him and the owner and whoever was the president of operations, they would have shipped all players out that were causing problems for LeBron. They'd have brought probably new coaching staff in. They probably would have tried to get another star player with him. And of course, he'd have to handle things at home, which he could do. Obviously, he financially has the resources to do some things, but I think he'd have been all right. It's just that they didn't have the tools or the resources to build a winner at that time. It was a smart idea for him to go and get that baggage off of his back while winning a championship in Miami. And yes, they did help. You know, Pat Riley already had rings before LeBron got there. That was part of the pitch when he went down to Miami beyond D Wade being his best friend. But Pat Riley had 4 championships with as a coach with the Lakers. He had at least another one, I believe, as a player. And of course, he took the Knicks to the finals when he was the coach there. Then he, of course, won another one with Miami before LeBron got there with D Wade. He's a winner. He's built an organization. He's sort of like him and Jerry West are very great at building organizations and great teams. And he's a very tough-minded. That's why Jimmy Butler likes being there right now. Jimmy's pretty tough-minded too. But he did help LeBron in that way of toughening up. But LeBron was going to be LeBron no matter what. He would have had maybe a little small falter in his game, but he would have been winning. I don't think he'd win. He wouldn't have won. Excuse me. He would not have won 4 championships in a row or went to 4 or 5 finals in a row. But I do believe if he would have stuck it out in Cleveland the first time, he would have at least got that one. And he would not have been to the finals as many times, which would have taken away from people shooting at him for losing in the finals all the time. They're always saying, oh, he lost, 6 finals, and Jordan has got 6 finals in a row. You know, people take for granted that it's very hard to get there. It's very hard to be number 2. That's why I always, growing up, even though I like Michael, but growing up, I always respected Magic. Magic went to the finals like 9 times in 12 years. So, you know, he was always number 1 or number 2 in his career. And it's crazy that, you know, Shaq, I'm sorry, not Shaq, that people are saying that, you know, LeBron can't, you know, come in number 2 and this is a bad thing. Yes, it blemishes the record, but it absolutely is a great feat. That's why I don't take anything from him, especially now that he's got the wins. And I do believe if he would have stayed in Cleveland, he probably would have kept going back and maybe losing. So it's kind of good that he did stay and went over to LA. This way he can take a breather and then, you know, he won't get any more stains on his resume while trying to build for another championship. And he's got 1 in LA. I think he needs to get 1 more, and he'll be 5. He need to get it before Steph get it. I think he need to get that next ring before Steph gets it, because he wants to shun off that, you know, next person talking about they're greater than him. And with Steph continuously winning, he's getting closer and closer to people trying to compare them two together. And we saw that in the last championship, especially when Steph Curry got that finals MVP off his back. But we're going to move on a little bit here, guys. I'm going to switch the graphic up, and we're going to run through a couple of news feeds that I've acquired throughout the week. First news feed I see here is from Andre Iguodala. That's the guy. We just talked about LeBron James, and Golden State was the team that was a thorn in his side. And this guy right here is now going to be the executive director of the NBPA. He's replacing Tamika Tremaglio, who's been in office since January 2022. It's a big role for Iggy. He's already served in a leadership role anyway, and this is just a higher position. Not to mention that Iggy's a businessman. He's out here setting the world ablaze. I think he's already got a $200 million evaluation with the company he's doing. It's a tech company, and he's trying to bring it into the league. And with this position, it's going to be even easier for him to make these pitches and proposals to the Players Association and to the leadership board or the owners board to get things going for the players, as they wrap their careers up. And I'm also putting this graphic up here because my guy Iggy retired too. I didn't get to say congratulations on the platform. As you can see, his career resume: 4 championships, a finals MVP, 7 finals appearances, 1 all-star, 2 all defenses, and a gold medal. And if you watched him play in his prime, he was very, very elite. He even took a backseat role coming to Golden State, because he could have been a bigger role somewhere else. He still had the athleticism and youth in his legs. And, congratulations to him on both fronts, winning 4 championships and retiring, and now going into this leadership and business landscape to further his career. The next topic here of NBA news we have is our guy Ice Cube. He is back, man. The league is trying to. He went out on a tour this year, this summer, and said the NBA was trying to block his deals, block him from, increasing or promoting or making the big three bigger or larger, have more landscape. But CBS said, nah, we got you. And they signed him to another year. They're going to show 20 hours of more of the basketball this year. They said that they got more viewership this year, increased. And they also got more attendance for their All-Star game and viewership for their All-Star game. So the numbers are pumping for Cube over there. And those guys at the big three, I love competition. I love organizations where people can grow and have an opportunity to do the things that they love, especially with the big three expanding their age bracket. If you don't make it in the league, you got an opportunity to play here, and you can play high competition basketball. My guy, Michael Beasley, who should have been in the league and probably been a Hall of Famer, at least he over there balling, man. Sham God is over there. It's a lot of guys over there that's doing their thing. And, of course, there's ownership. People have ownership in the teams. So it's good for Ice Cube to get this win. And it's good to see they're going to be on CBS for the next season. And here we go here. We have my guy, Steve Kerr. He is going to step down from the head coach of the USA team, which is crazy to me. I think that shellacking he got this summer may have changed his mind. I read the article, man. He's making excuses saying that, well, NBA coaches only stay for about two seasons or 2 trips, and then we pass it on. But Coach K changed it and everything. So I think that loss and the pressure of that had something to do with it more than he trying to pay it forward, as he's saying to other coaches. It's kind of crazy that he's gonna do this 2024 Olympics and then he's gonna step down. Who do you think should take over? Let me know in the comment section. Who you think should take over the USA team, and who do you think? Which players do you think should go forward representing the USA? And as we go on, we're going to move on here to the injury report. We got Jamal Murray out for 3 to 4 weeks. That is big for the Denver Nuggets. And he was already out for a couple games. They went 2-0 without him there. But out for a whole month, that's crazy. That man just been through a lot of injuries. Luckily, he's got a championship to show for it. But their team has very good depth. They should be able to, get through while he's gone. Just hope he comes back healthy. This way, I like to see competition. I don't want to see teams at their worst or their weakest. So hopefully he gets back strong. Also reporting, we've got Cam Thomas, man, in Brooklyn. That young man is balling out there, guys. If you saw him last year, he put like 3 or 4 40-point games in a row. And he's doing his thing this year as well. He came out and is almost scoring 30 points per game in the time they got him out on the floor. He's awesome. He's a very, very skilled. Defensively, he got some work to do. And a few games he's improved. He's young, though. And the coach they have is very solid. Vaughn, he's been around the league. I think he should help him. Of course, that probably won't be his final coach of his lifetime. But I think that he'll definitely help him out to grow as a player. And his bag, though, for offensively is second to none. He's going to be fine. And thirdly, here we have Tyler Herro. He will miss several weeks for a grade 2 ankle sprain. And if you watched my video, go on my platform, watch Revenge Season, Revenge Tour. I've got one by myself and I've got one with my buddy BA. Get your bars up. We talk about guys coming back on a revenge tour. He's on that list. Man, that disrespect this summer about putting him in them Dame Lillard trades. And, of course, if you were an organization, you probably do want Dame Lillard. I ain't going to lie. But it's also probably a fire they wanted to put under him because Pat Riley's cheap. He's cheap. So he probably put a fire under him to possibly, give him the tools, the mindset he needs to get better and help the organization achieve their goals. So hopefully he gets get back strong. Obviously, we want to see great basketball. Then we're going to move on here to the next news feed here. My guy Udonis Haslem is now being hired as the vice president of basketball development for the Miami Heat, a 20-year veteran to mentor, assist, and represent the organization and the community. He deserves it. I don't have the clip here, the sacrifices that he made. He talks about it on several platforms. He took a lot of financial sacrifices for that team to win. And he also took a back seat as far as a player. His numbers would probably be a little bit better because he was a double-double. He was a good, solid player. And he could have went somewhere, got a little bit more money and a little bit more playing time. Maybe that 10-10 could have turned to 18-12 or something, in another jersey, another uniform in his prime years. But he sacrificed all that to win 3 championships, stay in the city that he's from, and he's awesome, man. He's very awesome. His jersey's probably gonna get retired down there. I wouldn't doubt it out there in Dade County. And the final story here, the final news feed is about Robert Williams III. He is out for the whole season, man. Very terrible news to hear. He's been having problems for a while. If you read this here and you look below, is Isaiah Thomas, the Boston Isaiah Thomas, the Sacramento Isaiah Thomas, not Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons, the Isaiah Thomas that still should be in his league right now. But he said, man, they said he should play on that knee. It's the same thing that they told him. It's the same thing that they told him, and he wasn't the same after that, especially for a guy his size. He needs that explosiveness in first step, and that's the reason why I'm not totally upset with load management, because guys do have to protect themselves. We know from years past, organizations frowned on you taking time off and not playing games for the little bit of money that they were giving these guys. And the other guys, they love playing the game, like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. They play hurt. Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons play hurt. And, I'm not upset if guys are actually hurt and trying to recover. Is when you're trying to take advantage of the situation that I have a problem with. But get better. Robert Williams III. He's going to be a whole year off. And the thing about it, he probably was going to get traded to another team. They were making a lot of calls to get him because he's very high valued for any organization because of his defense presence. He showed a very toughness in Boston when he was there. He just was out a lot. So that's what scared Boston away. And they wanted some more offense and got Porzingis, who is another person that always gets hurt. But we will see what happens here. All right, guys. I'm not trying to hold you too long. I think I have wrapped up my services here. Unless my brother's about to pop on. Let me cam this down here. Let me put this here, my live here. We got, I put that news feed up there for you guys. Oh, shoot. What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Hey, what's the word, G?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Salute. We got Sevens Mitchell from the Best of Seven Sports Talk.
What's going on, people?
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Put the show together. I told you I'm coming every Friday. So 6 o'clock. I put the show together. I was talking about a few things here. I don't know if you caught any of it.
Shout out to the sports fans.
Yes, yes. I was talking about the tonight is the in-season tournament. Got a few games on the docket. Got group play starting up. I think of course tonight we know that LeBron and KD is supposed to play each other.
The rematch.
You say what?
The rematch.
Oh yeah. They say that D Book is going to be out though.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I read earlier.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And AD is a game time decision. So that's definitely very valuable for the Lakers to have AD come back. That game the other day, man, I didn't like that at all.
With what?
With Houston game.
Houston game. But I said,
Yeah.
I mean, that was expected. I knew that they wasn't going to be able to fix what was broken within 24 to 48 hours of their last loss. I just figured that this was just going to be another case for a disaster, and it truly was. The Lakers could really go on a very interesting losing streak. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, they got one more win than what last year they started out 2 and whatever, but they pulled this one out tonight.
2-10 last season, but they just nothing is working for the Lakers. Last year it was really chemistry, trying to figure out who roles and all that, but everything has been going wrong. Bad shooting, bad chemistry, bad health, bad coaching. Everything has been going wrong for the Lakers this season so far. It's crazy. But they locked in with the Suns tonight. This is like the 37th time that KD will face LeBron James, including the playoffs. KD on average, I think, 30 points a game when facing LeBron James. That's the highest of any opponent in his career. So it's always good to see KD and LeBron go at it. You know what I mean? Especially for a meaningful game. This is the second, I believe, of 4. I don't think they play again until 2024. So, yeah, this is the Lakers' first season tournament game, is it? Tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's really the game I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I'm looking down that list. I think that
Clippers
Boston
and Dallas is going to be good.
Yep. I think Brooklyn. Cam's out. See, that sucks. I would have said Brooklyn and Boston would have been pretty good. Cam's
that's still gonna be a good game. That'll still be a good game. Brooklyn is a decent team. If you don't see, they're kind of like Orlando in a way to me. If you come with your A game, you should be able to beat them. If you don't come with your A game, it's not gonna be a cakewalk. So Brooklyn could do something if Boston don't come prepared.
And my guys over there in Detroit, they're gonna face Philly. I like my young guys, but they still green. They still got some growing to do over there.
Oh my God, man! you might as well just leave. I'm telling you. I don't know what to say about you. I try to show some respect and just not say nothing, but I don't know what you're gonna do about your team. You might as well just. I don't know what to tell you, brother, because it's gonna be a long time before y'all reach any season. Jesus Christ.
They got, it's just sort of like looking at the young OKC team and all that. You can see the future there.
I don't see it, bro. I don't know what you see. You locked in. That's your team. So I mean, of course, you're looking at things from a totally different lens than me. I don't see no future there with you guys. I know y'all got some good players as far as young players, but putting it together for a string of wins, for a culture of winning basketball. I don't know, bro. It's gonna be tough. You look at everybody else in the East, how everybody else is getting good. Detroit is not, keeping that pace like everybody else in the East.
Yeah, they're trying to make some strides. It's gonna take that. Of course, what's his name is injured right now. He can't stay healthy. Bogdanovich.
Y'all don't have anybody on your team that's untouchable.
Cade, they're not trading Cade right now.
Why not? I don't feel like y'all have any. You talk about Cade Cunningham?
Yeah, they're not trading him.
Real good player, good value, but y'all don't have nowhere to go. And I'm just like, you have to use what you have to get what you want. He's the most valuable guy you want. I know you probably don't want to get rid of him. I know you would like to build your team around him, but you're not going to build a winning team around him. So you might as well get what you can for him now or in the next couple of years. It's definitely, y'all still in rebuilding mode. It ain't like y'all competing, right? Safe to say that, right? So, I mean,
it's too early to give up on him because of what, it's only been year 3, something like that.
Yeah, but my thing about it is this: I'm not giving up on him. It's just the situation, unfortunately. Like, who else y'all going to get to come to Detroit? Is Detroit a marketplace that other stars is going to want to come to help him win? Like, I don't see that.
Yeah, the only time that's going to happen, obviously, is when we start winning. That's what happened with the 04 Pistons. Everybody wanted to come after they started winning.
But look who y'all had to win. Like, y'all don't have, like, y'all won because y'all had the Chauncey Billups and y'all don't have none of them guys, and y'all not gonna get none of those guys. So it's that's why I'm just saying, like, y'all might as well just rebuild.
Yeah, they going what's the name? We had Weaver from the guy to help build OKC, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, but some good games tonight.
Yeah, and what is it? I'm trying to see what else is on that list. The Clippers, man, I don't know about that one.
Winless while James Harden is in uniform, going against Luka and Kyrie. Dallas is playing very well.
Oh yeah. How long you think that's gonna last?
I think it could last significantly throughout the regular season. You know, once the game slows down in April, you play the same team up to 7 times and it becomes more of a half-court game. I think people will be able to identify more of the strengths and weaknesses of Luka and Kyrie. And if they don't generate like a third wheel, you know what I'm saying, like a third guy that's really going to step it up, I don't think Luka and Kyrie alone will be able to figure it out enough to get to the NBA Finals. Not yet. They still need another piece. They got some guys, though.
I got you. I didn't cover everything. I thought I covered everything. I did not. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Well, it's still the same part of the same topic. LeBron James. I was going to touch on this here. Let me put the graphic here. What Carmelo was talking about.
What Melo talking about?
I'll read it to you here. So because we didn't win the NBA championship, we shouldn't get the credit. Like, we should just be diminished on everything. No, it doesn't bother me because the game changed and the culture of the game changed. It's like I'm in the 80s and 90s when it was about ring culture. I think now it's the money. It's the bag. It let me go. It's let me go get 200 million, and rightfully so. But the focus is not just rings no more. You know what I mean? So I guess in the gist of it, he's saying that you can't. How can you diminish his career because he didn't win a ring?
Melo. Shame on you. Shame on you, Melo. And this is my dog, man. Like, this is why I hate to have these conversations with these guys that don't win, that hasn't won, because you can definitely still have a successful year, a successful career. You can be a Hall of Famer, a legend, what have you. All of that without a championship. But you cannot be put in conversations with some of the other greats that have won championships if you haven't won one. So the thing about it is Carmelo Anthony and Damian Lillard and Charles Barkley and Karl Malone, these guys, and rightfully so because their play have stood the test of time for the most part. These guys want to be in these conversations with the Jordans and the Magics and the Birds. We've put these guys in the conversations with the Jordan, the Magic, the Birds, the Lebrons. We've put Carmelo's name in the conversations with Kobe and D Wade and stuff like that. And the reality of it is they have not reached that plateau. So Carmelo Anthony and some of these guys, I think, need to be fortunate that we put them in these categories and in these groups of some of these other elite guys because they haven't won a championship. Growing up, that was the bottom line. I understand the money has definitely changed, but it's always been about winning a championship. Even as a kid, when you're playing video games, you go to win the championship. You don't buy video games to score 100 points. You buy the video game to beat the game. So all this championship rings don't matter and all that. I think it's just guys that don't have no race, you know what I'm saying? No win in that race because it's over for them. But I disagree with what he's saying.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I thought it was interesting, especially with this whole LeBron James thing going on. Everyone's wondering if he would have been great without the Miami Heat culture, the Miami Heat trips. And I was thinking, what if LeBron only had one championship but had all the records he has now? Would he still be the greatest player of all time? At least with one championship?
No way. No way. No way. And that's the thing with LeBron's comments. If LeBron is talking about him as an individual player, like his work ethic wouldn't change, his preparation for the game of basketball wouldn't change depending on what destination he played in, then I could agree with his comments. If he's talking about how he gets up for the game, then I could see, you know, playing in LA, Miami, Cleveland, it doesn't matter. LeBron is always giving us 100%. Right. So if he was talking on that angle, then I would agree. But he's talking about his greatness, his career overall. And I just don't see it. He wouldn't have even had the opportunities. Even though he lost a lot of finals, he wouldn't even have had those opportunities to be eligible to play if it wasn't for the stint in Miami, because Cleveland, they had nobody that was willing to come play with LeBron over there. Yeah. And, you know, this was before Kyrie. This was before Kevin Love. So he really had no choice but to leave. And there really wasn't nowhere else that he could have went that probably could have automatically got him in the same situation that Miami did. It wasn't, you know, he could have went to New York, but Carmelo was shopping maybe Chicago. So you never knew how that would have played out. And he would have wound up with Amari Stoudemire. What LeBron and Amari Stoudemire did with LeBron and D Wade did, no, I don't see it. So I don't know what the hell LeBron was talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, I think ultimately he's saying that individually he would have been, and I believe that, because he, even in the comment he made when he did the decision, he said, I don't want to play all these years and have bad knees and no rings. So that's what probably would have happened. He'd have been in Cleveland for what, 15 years, no rings, but he have a whole bunch of records.
But don't nobody care about that. And his greatness is based off of him being in a conversation of the greatest of all time, whether you agree that he is or not. That's what separates him from everybody else in the NBA. In the history of NBA, he is the only one that has seriously been in this debate with Michael Jordan, the only one.
Yeah.
And you can't be that without the Miami experience. You just can't.
Why don't you think Kobe's not in that conversation as well?
Because he's not better, and he didn't do what LeBron did. Kobe was homegrown. He never had to, I'm not going to say he always had his way, but his whole career, 19 seasons, was always in his house. At the end of the day, you could see that Kobe had it made in Los Angeles. They was willing to give up Shaquille O'Neal after a three-peat, after this guy won you 3 NBA final MVPs. They still got rid of Shaq. I don't think Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan could have went to 3 different destinations and won championships the way LeBron did.
No, they're different players. That's why I like LeBron better. I feel like if you build a team with an 18-year-old, you pick LeBron over Jordan and Kobe. And it's not that those guys are bad. Obviously, you'd love to have them on your team, but LeBron is going to instantly make your team better. He's going to make the players better. They're going to play better with him on the floor. With what is it, Jordan and Kobe, what they call a hero ball. Yeah, they make your team better, but it's all about them.
I mean, and I'm okay with that. I mean, they play the shooting guard position, so their objective and their responsibility and role is to score first. So I don't have a problem with that at all. But that's not the end all be all when it comes to the game of basketball. And those guys could do other things, well. But like I said, man, LeBron has just proven everything, like playing and defending all 5 positions. Being a forward and still having, the best court vision, not on your team year after year after year. LeBron is the best facilitator in the league year after year after year. It's only really like him and Chris Paul.
And Chris was a beast, especially in his prime.
Who's that? Chris Paul?
Yeah, in his prime, he was, a beast.
He was all right, but another guy that ain't, he can't, he was okay, but I'm not giving him no beast because what'd he do? Like, you can't get over the hump, and it's tough. I understand that, and it's tough, but.
It's tough, especially for, he is very few smaller guards that can be the face of the championship, It's only a few people that have done it,
That's because for the most part, that position is pass first.
Right.
So he, in order for him to do that, he would probably have to be score first. And he can definitely put the ball in the basket. His gifts is definitely, I think, more being a floor general. But I think he just got to identify his role. I think sometimes his role just got mixed up. He was close in Houston, and then he got hurt. Phoenix, he had a shot, but it's just that thing in Phoenix. You had to figure out who was going to be that. Like Devin Booker was coming up, so Chris Paul was being more of that facilitator when maybe he needed to be more of a scorer. Maybe Phoenix would have beat Milwaukee, similar to James Harden and what he's experiencing, being this facilitator with these teams when he should have been a more score first guy like he used to be when he won in Houston.
Yeah, the internet cooking him right now. They saying he washed. So the internet is cooking him right now. I don't know if you've been paying attention to it. They saying he washed.
I mean, the Clippers, the whole team. Again, if this is a video game, then you have to have some type of concern. This ain't no video game. We don't work with those guys, man.
Nah, too many. Not enough
too many wild
basketball.
egos, bro. Too many wild egos, and all those guys need the ball.
All of them.
All of those guys are ball dominant guys.
Yeah, let me see here. You gonna watch which game you gonna watch first?
None. I'm not watching anything.
Just the clip. I mean, the Lakers rather.
I'm not watching them either.
Really?
I don't watch. I already know. I read this book before. I didn't watch Houston. I read this book before. I know what's going to happen. LeBron and them are going to lose tonight in another terrible fashion. The storylines and the narrative that comes out in the media is stuff that I've been talking about all summer. So there's no need for me to watch anything right now.
Yeah, the AD plays, it might be a little different. We're going to see.
Now, AD is not the problem. AD can play. AD's been playing. They've been losing with AD, with LeBron. High minutes at that. So AD is not going to make or break what's going on with the Lakers because that's not the problem. The coach is the problem, and they only have an 8-man rotation. That's another problem. You literally only got 3 guys coming off the bench that's active in uniform outside of your starters. You can't win a bunch of games with 8 people.
No, not unless you're in the playoffs and in that tight rotation.
Yeah. So they haven't done anything. They haven't fixed anything. Now they do got a couple guys that I think are going to be activated that we're going to see tonight. So maybe we can see a difference. They did beat Phoenix before, but they had to come back to do it. The Lakers have found their way in all these games this season, but, they have not been able to close all the games out. And 6 out of these first 7 games, they've been down double digits at the end of the first quarter. Like, so they're starting off tremendously slow. We watched a couple games already that they've shown very poor effort. You know, all of that is responsibility of the head coach. You as a coach, I don't care if you're a professional, millionaire, superstar basketball players, the head coach get paid millions of dollars to make sure that his guys are prepared and understand the moment. And, you know, the way they played against Orlando and then coming back and losing to Houston, it's just poor, pathetic effort.
Yeah, the best part of it was just watching LeBron and Dillion go at it. That was it. Which LeBron gave him his props and said he deserved that money.
Dillion Brooks is a good player.
Yeah. I think he got a bad rap in Memphis. They were going on win streaks with him in the lineup while Ja was out. Now you see what they're doing now. They're like winless. They miss him, you know?
Yeah, they could use him. He's a good player, but he's the guy, like, in hindsight, you're better off without him because he brings baggage. Like, it's like what means more to you, winning now or winning later on? Because you can win now with him, these games early on in the season, rack up some wins, which could be important. But his attitude and his behavior, when you're going to need him the most, he'll wind up getting suspended. You understand what I'm saying? And then he'll be unavailable. So it's just like that's the thing that you are sacrificing, keeping a guy like him around. But, you know, we'll see how it play out. I just hope that he gets it together because he got a lot of young guys around him. So you don't want that to rub off on them in the locker room. Then you got Ime Udoka, who's already a personality, who already got drama, you know, coming in as a head coach. So all eyes are on Houston.
Yeah, so far they're doing pretty decent. We'll see how long that's gonna last before they got one of them Thompson boys. We gonna see. Now I was watching too. I was thinking about this too. I said on the show with you that they miss, and I knew they was gonna miss him. They miss Schroder, but also I forgot about Lonnie Walker.
Yes.
Remember Lonnie Walker out there balling in Brooklyn?
Yeah, but they missed Dennis Schroder. They missed Dennis Schroder a lot. They missed Lonnie. Lonnie Walker could have hit a lot of those wide open threes that these Lakers have missed earlier this season. But I'm gonna keep it real, man. Austin Reeves is really one of the biggest problems for the Lakers. Austin Reeves has honestly been the biggest disappointment. He had a pretty good game the other night, but Austin Reeves has just been the biggest disappointment, the biggest surprise disappointment this whole season, man. Him playing in that FIBA tournament, it took a lot of his legs away, bro. And I watched the interview of LeBron mentioning that, and I don't think LeBron really was too happy about Austin Reeves playing over the summer. And we see how inconsistent this guy has been. And he was somebody that you expected to be that third wheel for the Lakers, and he hasn't been. And if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be Rui Hachimura, and Rui has been injured. So, you know.
And of course, you know, the people was discounting him, but I knew he was going to get that bag. Schroder was even defensively. Defensively, he played pretty good, and then of course he wasn't turning the ball over like D'Angelo does. I thought he was very solid, but I knew they probably wasn't going to be able to afford to keep him.
Yeah, he be chasing that bag, and I don't blame him. You know, but remember he messed up before.
Yeah,
leaving LA trying to get a big bag, and it didn't work out for him. So I wouldn't mind seeing Dennis Schroder back in purple and gold.
Yeah, it depends on what happens in Toronto. You know, trade could happen.
Yeah, I don't see this team being the team that the Lakers end the season with. I just don't.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Got an hour and change, and I appreciate my guys stopping by.
No problem, man. No problem at all, man. As always, shout out to the NBA community. Make sure y'all smash that like button for the Sports Game Vision. My guy Hank doing his thing.
Yes, and do the same for my guy over here, Seven Mitchell, Best of Seven Sports.
Appreciate it.
All the platforms that you could think of. I know he's on more platforms than me, and I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, man, I'm outside with it, man. I'm definitely outside with it all day, every day, 24/7, 365. I'm out shit. That's how we do.
But yeah, let them know the next show for Lakerland.
Man, got a crazy show this upcoming Sunday, people. What are we doing? We actually, Kobe Bryant is on the menu. We're going to be talking about Kobe. Kobe entered the league, I think, like 27 years ago this month. So we're going to revisit the career and some of the great moments of Kobe Bryant. We're also going to talk about what happened between the Lakers and the Suns. And, it's going to be a pretty interesting show. So make sure you guys join us on Players Choice this Sunday, 1:00 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of Lakerland, man. We definitely going to be rocking out. Open court, y'all know how we do.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Salute. Hold tight to in chat, Sevens.
What'd you say, fam?
Hold tight.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, help all the platforms grow for us. And y'all have a good night watching these tournament games. Peace.
Peace.